Hello everyone, it's Carla from Casey Creates, and I'm sitting here with some decoupage papers and things because I really am in the mood to just do kind of a mindless craft that will be relaxing and also give me a reason to chat and visit with you. So if you're interested in just grabbing something to craft or just a cup of coffee or tea and watch me see what I can come up with some of these things. I've been collecting napkins and all kinds of decoupage papers for years now, and I don't think I've decoupaged very much. And recently I've been collecting like little boxes and with drawers and things that I think would be pretty to decoupage. So this is an item that I recently got. It's an easel. Let's see if I can get this off of here. And it stands up like this. Let's see if I can make it work properly. Oh, it's upside down. Hold on. There we go. So you can't see the whole thing, but it basically props up with a little thing in the back. But I'm going to actually just use it as a little worktop for working on, or when I need to write and I'm sitting down. And everybody knows that watches my videos, I love all things floral. So I've just picked out several different items that I can decoupage. And I don't think I've not done this very often, so I'm just kind of winging it. I've had a really busy several weeks, and I'm just looking forward to doing something that's not labor intensive or requires a lot of thought. Actually, this is a thank you note I need to fill out for a friend. I have my background music. I hope it's not too loud. So I picked out some little individual embellishments, but I also used my washi tape paper that I showed in another video, and I printed some things on the washi tape paper. And I'm hoping this will decoupage nicely. But let's start with a true Stamperia decoupage paper. Let's see, it opens down here. And I've got so many of these now, I just want to dive in and use them. I'm not going to try to be frugal with them. So first, this was just the natural wood color, and I covered it with some white acrylic paint. And then I dug these out. I've had these for a long time, and I think they're really pretty. I've seen people take a piece of tape to peel the layers of the napkin back. I don't think I'm going to need to on this one. And I don't want it too thin because I'm afraid it will wrinkle and buckle when I go to brush the glue on, but actually it's peeling back. I think this might be 2 layers and only 2 layers. So I'm going to make this the background, but I'm going to do some collaging on top of it. I wonder, you know how they have the edges where it looks kind of sealed or embossed to hold the sheets together? I have a feeling that's going to show up. I'm trying to decide if that's going to bother me or not. I remember Julie Dury. Julie, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing okay. She showed me, basically told me, that's how we are in the crafting community. She shares tips with me, but she shared with me this tip where you can just take your paintbrush and drag it around the edges so it'll pull apart right where you want it to. And it works like a dream. So thanks for that tip, Julie. I don't think I had enough water on there. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that embossed edge off because I kind of like the torn edge anyway. So let's peel that away. I think a decoupage is just so much fun because you can get this pretty decorative surface without having to know how to paint all the beautiful designs and flowers. And even though my background is art, I don't think I'm very strong at painting, which would be the same case for drawing. I do like drawing, but I just have kind of specific things I like to draw. But I definitely love decorative napkins and all the beautiful prints you can find. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this on. I think I'm going to do the whole thing with this and then layer on top of it. So I've got my Mod Podge here. Oh, this is my new one. I remember the last one was getting kind of, it had like gooey bits in it, which means it was just drying out. So whenever I have my 50% off coupon at Joann's, I usually use it on some kind of glue because I really love keeping stocked with Fabri-Tac and art glitter glue and those expensive ones that really help when you have a coupon. But I'm going to have to use something else to get in there, I think. And I, of course, didn't bring any scissors over. There we go. So if you've got a moment and just want to visit with me, like I said, this is all I'm going to really be doing is decoupaging this little tabletop easel because I just want something nice and slow and relaxing. It's really been hot outside the last several weeks now, which is to be expected here in South Carolina, but after a while it's just draining to get out in it. I did go water my garden this morning, but that was it. I plan on staying in today and trying to beat the heat, and I think this is one great way to do it. And I really haven't been able to craft in a while. I finally cleaned up all my pottery. I'm sticking to just doing it at the studio for now. I suppose I should do the whole thing. It was just getting out of control, which is actually exciting because in a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks, beginning of September, I'm going to pull out all my fall decorations. I hear a lot of people saying it's hard to do fall when it's so hot outside, and that is true. I'm hoping our temperatures will start going down in the next couple of weeks, at least in the evenings. We tend to get really warm temperatures even into October, but the evenings can start cooling off even in September, so I'm hoping for that. And then I was able to get a whole bunch of end of the season fall decor at Old Time Pottery and at Hobby Lobby last year, and they're literally still all in the bags that I purchased them in, and I'm just so ready to pull it all out and to just kind of shop through what I've already purchased. And I told myself at the end of the season last year I'm not going to buy another fall decor item, and that I have everything I need. That actually goes for Christmas too, so I'm going to try and stick to that. So I'm not the best at getting this on wrinkle-free, but I'm going to try. So far, so good. And I don't have a real idea of how I'm going to do the layering. I'm just going to do it as I go. I'm going to put a little more glue before I wrap that over the edge. This is actually one of my brushes that I use in pottery. But Mod Podge is water soluble, so it'll come out with good soapy water. I'll be able to get it all out of the brush, but it really helps to get the Mod Podge on here in wider strokes. I mean, I actually have a brush that's supposedly for Mod Podge, but you think I can find it when I need it? Oh, of course not. So I'm going to use this one instead. So I already like how that's looking. Let's do this edge. To get one more napkin. Do any of you do much decoupaging? I've seen people do entire dressers and vestibules just with decoupage paper or napkins, and they're beautiful. So you can totally transform something with just doing it this way. Lampshades, you name it. I find that just taking off the perforated edge works fine, just tearing it. So I'm going to just tear this one. Our public schools start back next week, and I was so anxious about it. My son's got one more year. He struggles with some learning challenges and things, and so we're repeating a year, and there's no shame in that as long as we get him through, I guess. But there's a lot of logistics of getting him finished, and I thought school started back this week and that I was on, behind the 8 ball and not able to get it all done. And then I looked at the calendar and school doesn't start till next week, so needless to say, we're both very happy about that. We have more time to get ready. But it is a little bittersweet that it's just one more year and he'll be all done. I can change one of my occupations, which is getting him out the door every day. Okay, let's put this one on. I don't think I'm going to need to put all of it on. Oh, let's move it down just a little bit more. Ooh, it's being quite forgiving, letting me lift it up and move it. So, it's been a while that I've been communicating with the crafting community that I tend to follow here on YouTube just because of time. But I think of you all often, and many of you have become actual friends, and so I just want you to know I think about you and I look for your videos. Haven't seen many, and even though I can't do many myself, I do love watching, so I hope I'm getting your notifications if you're putting up videos, because I definitely listen or watch as often as I can. I've even been thinking about doing a challenge because according to the videos I watch and the ones that are on my playlists, I've been doing this for 5 years now. So I thought, maybe it'll be fun to do a little challenge and have people show some of their favorite crafts they've received or made over the last 5 years. And there are several crafters that aren't even making videos anymore, but I still really value their input that got me motivated, like Trisha from A Little Shabby Chic, and Laquita from Pampered Petals. And there's so many. And Mary, she's been doing a few videos over the last few months. She's such a great crafter and needlepoint person, and one of my cherished YouTube friends. And I know Evie over at, I think it's called Handmade Journals now. Love Evie, she's so sweet. She does lots of paper journaling. And who else? Just Angie Paisy, one of my sweet, sweet friends. I haven't seen Jeannie in a while, Jeannie Dreamer. I'm not wanting to do a huge shout out because I don't want anyone to think I've deliberately forgot you, but Debbie Vignola and Siobhan. Siobhan hasn't done any videos in a while, but I got a feeling she's still watching us. So anyway, I'll stop because I don't want to forget anybody. Oh no, I can't, but I can't forget Shaz. Shaz, hey, hope you're doing okay. And I'm doing all my shout outs to them. I'm not sure I'm, anyway, I'm doing the shout outs because they're the ones that come to mind and are definitely special to me. And nobody has to feel any pressure to shout out for me, but I do want to say hey to, my California friend. Hey, why did your name just leave my head? You know I love you. Okay, it'll come to me before I'm done. She just did a couple haul videos, and she lives where there's these awesome places like flea markets and places where you can get lots of lace trim and pretty vintage like postcards and things like that. You know what, I am going to use that edge. It's Olivia Hernandez. Sorry, Olivia, your name wouldn't come to my head. And I don't even know if you guys are all watching. I'm doing all this shouting out, and it doesn't matter. I'm just chatting because this is really one of my happy places, just sitting down and crafting. And you guys have taught me a lot. And I've enjoyed sitting and watching your videos when you just turn on the camera and craft. There's something very relaxing about it that helps us just kind of turn on the creative part and turn off all of the other noise. Yeah, that's not going to hurt using that edge right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me get another piece and I'll finish it right here. So if any of you that I mentioned or happen to be watching, let me know how you're doing. But if you're new here, welcome, and you can let me know how you're doing as well. I used to do live videos on Sundays. It started getting a little confusing with other activities that were going on, and I've not gone back to trying and find a better day. So I can't promise when I'll do it again, but I sure would like to do it again because Joanne and Joan are sweet friends that used to faithfully tune in for the live videos. Hi ladies, hope you're okay. And I don't want to forget you because you were always so kind to pop in and join in on the chat. I hope you're all crafting or maybe gardening. I know Joanne's a gardener. Do you think gardening and crafting are kind of two activities that most, if you do one, maybe you do the other as well? A lot of my crafting friends also keep gardens. I'm just going to be a little random here with this piece. Because at the end, I'm just gonna brush, oops, I don't want that to be wrinkled. I'm just gonna brush Mod Podge over the whole thing anyway. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on the edges. And so the last thing I want to do is just put some pretty images layered over the top. This is made with rice paper, so I'm not sure how well this is gonna tear, but I really like this piece here in the middle. It has a beautiful yellow rose. I like just going for it here, going in and tearing. Stamperia sells theirs in just individual sheets, and sometimes you can get them at a very nice price. I'm turning it this way because the little edge for the easel is down here, so I'm sorry if you can't see those real well. This has got too straight of an edge. It needs to be torn a little bit, but I like the contrast of the kind of warmer colors, so I'm going to add this. Yeah, I think I need to put that down there. Oh wait, that's not it. This is it. So hopefully I'll be able to come back and do some more videos again soon. I never like to say when anymore because I feel like I never really get back when I say I'm going to. Let's stick this one here. This video is being made at the time that we've just witnessed Hawaii go through such a horrific fire. It took out so many beautiful homes and historic places and left a lot of people destitute. So that's been heavily on my mind and in my prayers, and if you all think of them, please pray for those people, because I know they have to be going through a terrible time trying to and probably not even at a point to think about how to reestablish themselves. They're probably just still in great shock. It's just interesting to me how people are living their lives on an everyday basis all over the world, never even thinking somebody will know about them, because it seems like they're somewhere very obscure and, just not a place that you would think of. And now these people, they've lost everything. And I know it's a natural phenomenon and happens a lot, but I'm sure that's not how they wanted to become known. So did you see what I did with this? This is like a gingham print, but I layered a piece of a rose ephemera piece on top and just sent the washi paper through the printer. So it looks like the gingham had a rose on it, but it really didn't. Here's another napkin. I'm actually curious to see what will happen if I layer this one. See if I can get this apart. I apologize if I've been in and out of the camera, but I'm literally just chatting and working and forgetting that I may or may not be in frame. Okay, so these are pulling apart really well, and I do wonder if it's just because I've had them for so long. Let's do our little water trick on this one. I like this one. It's so vintagey. Looks like something that would have been in my grandma's kitchen. The colors and everything. Don't you love how that works? Pulls apart so easily. Boy, I think I'm covering up all my initial background, but I think I want to put this right here. Except I want to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'm not going to be too methodical about where I place them. I just want you to look at it and see all kinds of floral print. No, not there. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, let's do it right here. Ooh, this is getting kind of crazy looking. I don't know if I can tie this together to really look a little bit cohesive or not. I'm just going to chalk it up to having fun sticking it wherever I want to. There we go. That's pretty. I think I need something bold right here now. So let's do another one of these. And pull this apart. Okay. Let's put that one there. Yeah, we'll put that one there. I'm going to probably wrap it up here in a minute, just because more will just end up being more. Even though that is sort of my philosophy. I do love embellishing. I don't know, that dark burgundy, it seemed to get much darker. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but this woman holding out the rose, the little hand, that's a common little vintage image that I see. But I think because she's got the burgundy rose, that'd be kind of pretty on here. So let's stick that on there. And this has been going for, I've been chatting with you for about 30 minutes, but to be perfectly honest, if you were here visiting with me, I would hope we could chat on and on for a couple of hours. Just because you don't really get to talk about everything that comes to mind in a designated time frame. You need time to just sit and visit and have things come to mind, and I guess that's the difference between really visiting in person and then visiting through a video. But I hope it's helpful for some people who just don't have friends near or family near to chat with. You can actually feel like you're having a little chat, or you can watch the video over again, or play it for a little while and go do something and come back to it later. And you know what? I didn't need to put the glue down, did I? That's okay. Here's our little hand. And I'm going to stick this down. Right here. Like that there. Oops, it's a little crooked. There we go. A little bit under there. And let's put a butterfly or two. I've covered up quite a few butterflies, so I want to put some of these washi butterflies on. That over there. It's got a little more wrinkled than I hoped. maybe when I brush it with Mod Podge, some of the wrinkles will go away. These aren't the easiest to peel apart. I've got a few journals that I need to finish too. I need to get myself situated with all of my supplies at hand. But what's frustrating is when I'm doing a certain page and I know a certain embellishment that's not in front of me, and I have to go take 20 minutes digging for the specific embellishment. So before I sit down, I like to gather up all of the embellishments that I think I'm going to use, and I just haven't had the time to do that yet. I like this, but I don't want it there. I want it a little bit higher. There we go. That's pretty there. Okay, so this is what we have so far. It's quite busy, but I guess that's what collaging is all about. Let's try, this is sort of like a postage stamp label, and I like it, so I'm going to stick this somewhere. Where is the question? I think right here. There we go. Yeah, I like it there. Okay. And what else? I like this yellow rose. I'll try to put that on. My copier left a little bit of a black halo around this, so I'm going to tear it to hopefully get rid of that outline. And I don't want to use any of the gingham either. So I'm just going to be a little more careful. This washi paper tears nicely though. I thought it would be a little elasticy because it's sort of like a plasticky film, but it tears really well. There we go. So I have this one, and I want to put it right around here. You see print on the back because I have a habit of feeding things through my printer and then realizing that it was upside down. And with the washi sheets, you really have a hard time knowing what's top and what's bottom. So there we go. Peel that off. I'm trying to decide. Oh, it's kind of nice because there's yellow in the background of that napkin, and then there's yellow. So I'm trying to see where I would like that. I don't really want to cover up the script. Yeah, that's good. I don't mind that. And I think I'm just going to add one more element somewhere in here. A little more gingham up here. Yeah, right here. I don't know if you can see all the way over here. Felt like it needed something to pick that up here and here. And then I'm going to look for one more rose to go somewhere right here. Or an emblem of some sort. Let's see. If I clean up my mayhem, it might come together a little better. I forgot about this one. It's kind of loud, but I think that's exactly what it needs. So we're going to stick this there. And the other reason I try not to make these too long is because most of you know it takes forever for a long video to upload. Yeah, I think it needs to be about there. Right about there. That looks great, if I do say so myself. If I had done one thing differently, it might have been leaving out these really bold ones. But what's done is done. And now it's time to cover the whole thing in Mod Podge. And I may even give it a second coat. And then it gets that nice translucent color on top. But you know, this one isn't the glossy Mod Podge. I've got the satin one. I think it's satin. Oh, matte. That's actually matte. So now you know. The label on the one that's shiny is the opposite. The border is yellow and the background is that like pumpkin orange. Now you can see this is sort of looking smeared because of the ones that I put through the copier, but it really won't look too smeared once the glue dries. Because I was a little bummed about that the first time I did this, and I used some of my copied images, but you couldn't tell once the glue dried, so it was okay. So I'll come back and show you how it looks after it dries. But it really was fun Mod Podging and collaging with you. Let's put one more little butterfly sticker just because we can. And I think it's the only one left laying here. Ooh, I tore it a tad bit. So where do we want you, Mr. Butterfly? How about right here? That looks good to me. And stick him down with a little brush. And that's it. Well, happy crafting, everyone. It was fun to just sit and cover this, and who knows what it'll look like. Right now it looks like a hot mess, but hopefully it'll tie together a little better once it's dry. And if it doesn't, it was fun giving it a try anyway. Thanks for visiting, and I hope you're well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. Well, here it is, almost completely dry, and it is a little more busy than I probably would have hoped. It's not completely dry over here, so, well, actually it's more here, so it's a little wrinkled. Anyway, I don't hate it. Don't exactly love it. But it was just an experiment. It was fun.